Just got home. If you're an AFib boy like I am, don't do a couple of things that I did during this race.
10-minute race. Have you ridden the course, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So you know that you need to look out for wildlife and people watching.
It goes up and then suddenly stabilizes.
Start on the whistle.
I go like, wow, this is good.
Maybe one day I'll film. There you go.
Oh.
Okay, now you're in one of my videos.
It's Mocha Gorilla.
There's Mocha Gorilla.
That's my handle.
On what medium?
Mocha Gorilla. I have my own blog.
Oh, okay.
I refer to myself as Mocha Gorilla because I'm mysterious, I'm a little hairy, but very powerful.
So you got to do a lot of extra shaving then?
Yes.
Okay. Rule 1 when you're AFib boy. Pay attention to the bike race. You don't want to put any undue extra stress on your heart. Hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. If you've been watching my videos recently, you know that my form has finally been coming up and that I have not had any negative effects of my most recent AFib incidents. Due to some key workouts and my last race, my confidence has been growing. That being stated, I know that things can quickly turn south for me on this tough course in this 35-45 3-4s race. It is a small group today. In fact, only one of us is a 35 plus. The other 8 of us are 45 plus. As we head into the tough roller section, I'm at the back, and that's bad because if they light things up and I lose some ground here, I'm not going to have anybody to hide behind as they go past me. I also noticed entering this section that there's 2 guys that were starting to develop a gap, and that's not good. This is extremely early in the race, but it may be an indication that these guys are super strong. While that may be, I'm the oldest guy here, so I gotta be patient. The guy on the right, in the red, Eric, he's a 55 plus, and he's already done a race. I know after this race, there was no way I'd be thinking about doing a second race. This guy's pretty strong too. It may be difficult to see at this angle, but my patience paid off as the pack just made connection with those front 2 at the top of the first step on this first roller. Now, the problem is that one of those guys kept going and developed a solo breakaway as he was going up to the second step of this first roller. When I saw this take place, I started to think, this is the guy I need to get up to. Problem is, I was starting to think like pre-AFib boy young cycling Greek. And if I wanted to eliminate unnecessary stress on my heart, that was not the way to do it. At the bottom of Homicide Hill, after the tough roller section, the Mocha Gorilla had the same idea and he acts on it. He takes off. I'm thinking if he gets up to that solo breakaway, they're both going to be gone. I got to get up to him. I'm sure when I jumped I got a small gap, but this was a fast section and a lot of these guys are younger than me, so when I caught up to the Mocha Gorilla, everyone was on my wheel. For the moment, I want to turn your attention to the graphics on the upper left-hand side of the screen, particularly the heart rates. My maximum heart rate is 163, so based on the numbers that you've seen so far, I've been drilling it and it's not even been a lap. I need a break, even just a little one. I certainly don't need to go to the front when the Mocha Gorilla pulls off. That would pop me off the back quicker than you could say that would pop me off the back. So I decided to pull off to the left, let the next guy pull through, and then I just go back and just rest a little bit. Problem is that I think they all pulled off with me. And so the Mocha Gorilla saw this and kept going. As some of you are probably picking up, I'm using my 64-year-old age as my excuse and reserve for this race. The Mocha Gorilla is 62. He is strong, he saw what happened, and he made a good move. It could be that he could maintain a solo bridge, or he could get somebody to join him and they'd have a better chance of making that bridge. Whatever the case, and regardless of the reasons, I put out a lot of energy, and now I'm at the back of the pack, and the Mocha Gorilla is still on a solo bridge. Fast forward for about 5 minutes, and we're entering the tough roller section for the second time, and the Mocha Gorilla has even a bigger gap. That is unacceptable to me. Even though you can't see it because there's no power graphics on the screen because I'm using my light, fancy schmancy carbon wheels, I put an attack with everything I've got so I can establish some speed and the gaps and try to go after the Mocha Gorilla. Problem is, that only lasted for so long. The group comes up, they pass me up, and now I'm in a world of hurt. Not only that, this is a headwind section, and I lose contact with the group. When all is said and done, the Mocha Gorilla was pulled back, and I was thankful to be in the group. It's fascinating what goes through my mind in situations like this. As I was in the hurt locker, all I was thinking about was titling this video, something like, I got greedy and I blew my race. Half a lap later and I've gotten some rest. That solo breakaway is no longer in sight. I decided to do something about that, but this time, I asked for some help. Fast forward to the first climb of these tough rollers. My heart's starting to approach 95% where it's going to stay there. It's going to be tough to answer whatever needs to be answered on this tough section. And things are going to need to be answered. On top of the second roller, there's now a reshuffling. The Mocha Gorilla has gotten away with the LD35 that's in the race. Unless we catch him, we're going to be fighting it out for third. As we cross the finish line to start a new lap, I look in back of me and there's no one there. As I go to take my pull, I let my now only chase partner John know that it's just us. Let's take a moment to take stock of the situation. We have a solo leader that took off on the first lap. We now have two chasers chasing after him and we're chasing them. One of them's a 45 in our group and the other one's a 35. Currently we are third and fourth on the road. My chasing partner John is much stronger than I am, and he can leave me at any time, but as long as I'm producing, it's to his advantage to have me working with him. And lastly, it looks like my heart rate is going to be in the mid-90s percentage-wise for the balance of this race. Although on the descents my heart did get to rest, but that's as long as I was on John's wheel because he dropped like a rock as he's a bigger guy than I am and he was just hugging that top tube. If I wasn't on his wheel, then I was putting a huge amount of power out just to be able to connect with him. Fast forward to the last lap, John and I can see the Mocha Gorilla chase group. It is possible. We've been chasing for 4 laps. John, being the strongest, took control of the group and would yell time whenever it was time for us to switch poles. My heart rate when we were descending is as you see it now, around 95%. John asked me to make one last strong pull to cut the distance so he can make a bid to get up to the chase group. Being a super domestique at heart, that's exactly what I did. Yeah, or yeah, just take a picture.
Okay, I go right here. Orban!
Is it only you 3?
No, we got one more coming.
Do we raise our hands? Oh, there we go.
What's podium etiquette? I'm not aware of it.
I'm not the winner, so I'm not raising my hand.
There you go.
You guys ready?
Daryl.
Agreed.
You would say the Greek. The Greek. The Greek. Take me to the Greek.
How many do you want?
Oh, 2 or 3 is good.
Okay.